My beloved child, listen closely, for what I am about to reveal to you is not an accident, not a coincidence, and not a rumor of hope. It is a divine unveiling. Someone just left you their entire wealth, and shockingly, this wealthy person was your hidden connection to destiny, someone whose presence silently shaped your future long before you ever knew their name, their intentions, or their love for you. This revelation is not coming to you by human hands but by heavenly timing, because what is about to unfold in your life has been written into the fabric of your purpose since the beginning of time. I speak to you now, not from the place of earthly understanding, but from a realm where every secret has already been known, where every plan is already seen, and where every tear you have cried has already been accounted for. You are standing in the middle of a divine turning point. Something extraordinary has shifted around you. The door you thought was locked has opened. The blessing you believed was delayed has arrived. The breakthrough you thought you missed has just found you, and it comes wrapped in the most unexpected form. Someone has left you everything they owned. Every treasure they guarded, every investment they built, every door they walked through, every sacrifice they made, every asset they collected, they have placed it all into your hands. And you are stunned, confused, and trembling because you never imagined such a moment would belong to you. You never thought you would become the receiver of something so large, so life-altering, so impossible to comprehend. But hear me, my child, there is a reason. You were chosen before you were even born. You were marked for a destiny that no one could steal, no enemy could block, and no rival could replace. The storms that tried to destroy you were only preparing you. The betrayals that left you broken were only shaping you. Every sleepless night, every silent prayer, every lonely moment when you felt forgotten, all of it was leading you right here. Right now. To this revelation. Someone has left you wealth beyond what your hands have ever touched. But this is not just about money. This is about inheritance, purpose, spiritual legacy, and divine justice. You cried for restoration, and heaven answered. You fought battles alone, and heaven rewarded. You were overlooked by people, but you were never unseen by me. You were denied by many, but you were chosen by destiny. And now, what was stored for you in secrecy has been released openly. The person who left you this inheritance was more connected to your story than you ever realized. They watched you from a distance. They saw your integrity when others mocked you. They saw your humility when others dismissed you. They saw your endurance when others expected you to fall. They admired the strength you carried, the kindness you gave, and the faith you refused to surrender. They witnessed the way life tried to crush you, yet you continued to rise. And in silence, without needing recognition, they made a decision: you were the one worthy to receive everything they built. You wonder why they never told you. You wonder why they kept their identity hidden, why they allowed time to pass without speaking the truth. But heaven wants you to know that some blessings are prepared in silence, because premature exposure would attract premature attack. There were people around you who would have tried to block this moment. There were individuals who would have attempted to manipulate, deceive, or destroy what was meant for you. That is why I hid this blessing. That is why I protected it behind the veil of time. And now that the hour has arrived, nothing and no one can interfere. Do not be afraid of the magnitude of what is coming into your hands. Do not tremble under the weight of the blessing you did not expect. Do not question whether you are worthy. I have examined your heart. I have measured your character. I have refined your purpose through fire. And I have judged you worthy. You are not receiving this because of chance, you are receiving this because of divine appointment. There were nights when you felt abandoned, when you cried out asking, "Why is my life filled with struggle? Why do I keep losing? Why do I work so hard and gain so little? When will something finally change?" And heaven was silent, not because you were ignored, but because your blessing was not ready yet. It was being constructed, prepared, expanded, secured, and positioned. It was being written into legal agreements. It was being transferred into your future. It was being protected from the wrong hands. And now, the seal has been broken. The release has been activated. The inheritance has been delivered. This wealthy person who has just changed your future was tied to you spiritually long before your paths crossed naturally. They were connected to your bloodline, your destiny, your calling, your divine purpose. They knew something others could not see. They recognized something others overlooked. They believed in something others dismissed. And now, though they are no longer present in the physical realm, their final act is speaking louder than words. And now you stand at the threshold of a new life. Nothing will ever be the same again. The poverty of your past cannot follow you. The fear you lived with cannot continue. The pain that chained you has been broken. The shame that tried to silence you has been thrown into the sea of forgetfulness. The version of you that once struggled does not exist anymore. You are stepping into ownership, influence, and abundance. But listen carefully, my child, because I must speak truth with both love and warning. Abundance is not just a blessing, it is responsibility. Wealth is not just possession, it is assignment. What you are receiving is not simply financial gain, it is divine stewardship. Do not allow greed to touch what has been consecrated. Do not allow pride to poison what has been purified. Do not allow unworthy hands to manipulate what belongs to destiny. You will be tempted to share your blessing too quickly. You will be surrounded by voices pretending to care. People who ignored you will suddenly remember you. People who rejected you will suddenly return. People who laughed at your struggle will suddenly ask to sit at your table. Walk wisely. Do not trust every smile. Do not open your hand to everyone who knocks. Protect your inheritance with discernment, for there are those who do not love you, they only love what you now possess. I have removed certain people from your life on purpose. I closed doors you begged me to keep open. I separated you from relationships you believed you needed. I allowed heartbreak to fall like thunder. Because if they remained in your life, they would have stolen, polluted, or destroyed what I intended for you. They were never meant to receive access to your blessing. They were never qualified to handle the weight of your calling. And now the truth will be revealed, those who left were never connected to your destiny. Everything is changing for you now. Everything that once worked against you will now work for you. Everything the enemy stole will be returned multiplied. The seasons of lack have ended. The seasons of ridicule have expired. The seasons of waiting have come to completion. This is your divine turnaround. Lift your head, my child. Do not tremble with fear. You are not alone in this transition. I walk before you, and no opposition can stand. I stand beside you, and no betrayal can shake you. I surround you, and no darkness can reach you. You are stepping into a miracle that will leave even your enemies speechless. You are stepping into favor that will make others wonder how such a thing was possible. You are stepping into a future that has already been blessed. And as you hold this inheritance in your hands, remember, this is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of your new chapter. My beloved child, I continue to speak, for the revelation has not yet reached its depth. You are still standing in awe, still trying to understand how someone just left you their entire wealth, and shockingly, this wealthy person was your unseen protector, the silent witness to your battles, the hidden guardian assigned to your journey long before you ever knew the magnitude of their presence. You feel the weight of this truth pressing against your chest, and your heart is trembling because you know this moment is bigger than anything you have ever lived through. This is more than inheritance, this is divine rearrangement. You are asking quietly inside yourself, why me? Why now? What does this mean? What am I supposed to do with something so large and unexpected? And heaven answers, because you were chosen. Because the time has come. Because destiny cannot be delayed any longer. Because everything you lost, everything you suffered, everything you cried over, everything that was taken from you without reason, has now returned in a form that goes beyond imagination. This person who has just entrusted you with everything they built did not make a random decision. They were guided. They were instructed. They were moved by my hand. And even though they are no longer here to speak their reasons with earthly words, their spirit has left behind a message written into the blessing they placed in your hands. They wanted you to know that they believed in you. They admired the strength you carry. They respected the purity of your heart. And they understood the value of your resilience. They saw you when no one else was watching. They saw you standing up after being knocked down. They saw you sharing even when you had little. They saw you forgiving even when others wounded you. They saw you helping people who never thanked you. They saw you working tirelessly when nothing seemed to change. They saw you praying when everything in your life was falling apart. They saw your faith. And they said to themselves, "This is the person who deserves everything I have. This is the one who will honor what I built. This is the soul who will carry forward something greater than money, something eternal." And now the world that ignored you is about to witness the blessing they could not stop. The same voices that told you that you were nothing will now watch you become more than they ever dreamed. The same people who counted you out will now see that heaven counted you in. The same hearts that judged you will now see you become proof of divine reversal. Do not shrink from this. Do not apologize for what is yours. Do not feel guilty for being lifted. You were not lucky, you were appointed. You were not chosen by man, you were chosen by heaven. And everything that is coming into your hands carries purpose, carries assignment, carries weight. This is a transfer of authority. This is a transfer of responsibility. This is a transfer of destiny. And now I must reveal the deeper mystery, the one that will shake your spirit and make you feel a storm of emotion that floods your soul. This wealthy person who has given everything to you was not a stranger to your spirit. They were connected to you by bloodline, by divine alignment, by generational purpose. Their story and your story were tied together long before either of you took your first breath. They were connected to your lineage, someone who shared more with you than the world knew. They carried knowledge of your value long before you ever saw your reflection clearly. They carried love for you long before you ever felt seen. They carried a promise that would not die, not even in the shadow of their final breath. They were more than a wealthy individual. They were the one who saw potential inside you that the world ignored. They were the one who believed you were destined for greatness. They were the one who felt responsible to make sure you never stayed small, never stayed broken, never stayed forgotten. And though life separated you, though distance divided you, though silence covered the connection, destiny never let go. I carried their heart toward you. I carried their decision for you. I carried their final act into your future. And now their last will has become your first breakthrough. You are standing in the middle of fulfillment. The prayers that seemed unanswered have now unfolded in front of your eyes. The miracles you thought were delayed have been delivered. The hope that almost died has revived with power. Your tears were seeds, and now they have become a harvest. Your suffering was preparation, and now it has become reward. Your silence was obedience, and now it has become elevation. But hear me, my child, for there is more. You must understand that this blessing does not come only with joy. It comes with revelation. It comes with awakening. It comes with responsibility greater than anything you have ever carried. You are stepping into a season where you will have to guard your spirit carefully. For when wealth increases, wolves begin to move. When inheritance arrives, jealousy awakens. When elevation comes, snakes rise to strike. People will come pretending to care, but their hearts will be hungry for what you have. They will smile with their mouths but envy with their hearts. They will try to manipulate you with guilt, pressure, and false loyalty. They will say they always supported you, when they were the ones who left you alone in your hardest battles. They will say they always believed in you, when they doubted your survival. They will say they are family, when they were strangers to your pain. This is not the time to be soft with wisdom. This is not the time to trust blindly. This is not the time to open your hands too quickly. You must move with discernment. You must surround yourself with truth, not noise. You must listen for my voice above the voices of men. You must protect what I have given you with prayer, with patience, with silence, with strategy. What you are carrying now is holy. It must not fall into hands that are unclean. Do not allow greed to touch your heart. Do not allow pride to fill your spirit. Do not allow fear to steal your peace. You must understand, the inheritance you hold is not simply to make you comfortable. It is to position you for purpose. You are about to build something that will outlive you. You are about to break generational curses that have held your bloodline in bondage. You are about to become the one who changes the story for generations after you. You are about to become the one your ancestors prayed for but never lived to see. This is not the end, this is the beginning of your divine assignment. And you must know this truth: the one who left you everything did not leave out of tragedy, they left out of completion. Their mission ended. Their purpose was finished. Their season closed. And they did not exit the world with regret. They left with peace, because they knew their ending was your beginning. They transferred their legacy into your hands like a torch that must now shine brighter than ever before. Do not mourn what is gone, honor it. Do not fear the weight, rise into it. Do not doubt your ability, I am with you. I will guide your decisions. I will protect your steps. I will expose every hidden enemy. I will remove every secret danger. I will guard this blessing from corruption. You will not lose what I have given you. You will not mismanage what heaven has placed upon your shoulders. You will not fall under the pressure, for my strength will carry you. Open your heart now, for I am not done speaking. What is coming is bigger than ownership. Bigger than riches. Bigger than status. This inheritance will unlock doors that have been closed for years. It will bring answers to questions you have carried silently. It will reveal truths about your identity that you never knew. It will expose reasons behind battles that confused you. It will illuminate the path ahead with clarity and power. You will soon understand why I allowed certain storms to rage. You will soon discover why I permitted certain people to walk away. You will soon see why I closed doors you desperately wanted open. If I had answered your prayers in the past, you would have settled for less than what I intended. If I had given you victory earlier, you would have trusted the wrong people with it. If I had lifted you sooner, those who hated you would have consumed you. I delayed nothing, I protected everything. Now the appointed time has come. The earth is shifting beneath your feet. The atmosphere around you is changing. The spiritual realm is vibrating with movement. Angels have been dispatched on your behalf. The enemy is trembling because he knows he has lost claim over your future. Chains that held your family for generations are breaking. Cycles that repeated endlessly are being shattered. The curse is ending. The blessing is beginning. The struggle is closing. The overflow is opening. You are stepping into a life you once could only dream about. And I say to you now with all authority in heaven, do not fear abundance. Do not fear elevation. Do not fear transformation. Do not fear responsibility. Do not fear being seen. Do not fear being blessed. For I am with you. I go before you. I have established the path. I have secured the outcome. Nothing can stop what has been released. Nothing can block what is sealed by heaven. Nothing can reverse what I have written. Someone just left you their entire wealth, and shockingly, this wealthy person was the key to your destiny, the bridge to your purpose, the evidence that heaven never forgot you. And soon, the world will know why. The revelation is not finished yet. There is more I must reveal. Deeper meaning, greater truth, and the hidden purpose behind what is unfolding. My beloved child, I continue to speak, for the final revelation must now be delivered into your spirit. Someone just left you their entire wealth, and shockingly, this wealthy person was the very one destiny had hidden from your sight until the appointed hour. You are still trying to absorb the weight of it, still trying to understand how everything changed in a single moment. Your heart is overwhelmed, your breath is unsteady, and your spirit trembles because something inside you knows, this is not ordinary. This is not coincidence. This is not random fortune. This is divine alignment. You feel the heaviness of destiny resting on your shoulders, and you wonder if you are ready. You ask silently inside yourself, how could something this large belong to someone like me? How could I carry such a blessing? How could my life change so dramatically when all I have known is struggle? And heaven answers you now, you were prepared long before you ever saw the evidence. Everything you walked through was training. Everything you survived was proof of your strength. Everything you lost was clearing space for what is now being placed in your hands. For years you felt unseen, unrecognized, forgotten by people and abandoned by life. You watched others rise while you remained in the shadows. You watched others celebrate while you fought alone. You watched people with less integrity, less effort, less sacrifice, rise higher and faster than you. And you asked in the quiet of your spirit, when will it be my turn? When will something good happen for me? When will all this pain finally mean something? And I whispered back, not yet, but soon. That soon has now become now. This inheritance is not simply a financial shift, it is a spiritual switch of seasons. You are stepping out of the chapter of survival and entering the chapter of abundance. You are stepping out of the season of being overlooked and into the season of being chosen. You are leaving the era of tears and entering the era of testimony. What once was empty will overflow. What once was broken will be rebuilt. What once was dry will be restored. And you must understand something deeper, this wealthy person did not choose you out of sympathy. They chose you out of recognition. They saw greatness in you before you could see it yourself. They saw destiny in your silence. They saw purpose in your suffering. They saw fire inside you that never went out, even when life tried to extinguish it. They saw strength that refused to die. They said to themselves, if anyone deserves to rise, it is you. They said, if anyone deserves to inherit what I built, it is you. They said, if anyone can carry legacy with honor, it is you. You may not have known them fully, but they knew you. You may not have understood their distance, but they were watching your journey unfold. Their silence was never neglect, it was protection. They were guarding your blessing from the eyes of those who would have tried to take it. They were shielding your inheritance from hands that would have drained it. They were waiting for the moment when you would be strong enough to receive without being destroyed by the weight of it. And now that moment has arrived. But hear me carefully. The enemy has already smelled what is coming. Darkness has felt the shift in the spiritual atmosphere. Those who once ignored you will feel compelled to reappear. Their sudden affection is not love, it is hunger. Their kindness is not loyalty, it is strategy. They will come disguised as helpers, supporters, and family, but their hearts will be filled with envy, greed, and hidden agendas. Do not be deceived by familiar faces. Not everyone who claps is celebrating you. Not everyone who smiles wishes you well. Not everyone who prays for you carries purity in their intentions. You must now guard your spirit with more wisdom than ever before. Keep your plans private. Keep your movements quiet. Keep your blessing covered until I instruct you to reveal it. Celebrate in silence. Build without announcing. Grow without explaining. Protect what I have given you with reverence and discernment. Do not cast pearls to swine. Do not share treasure with the untrustworthy. Do not open doors to those who betrayed you in your valley. I removed certain people for a reason. I exposed hidden hearts for a reason. I ended relationships that were draining you for a reason. I let people walk away who never deserved access to your destiny. Do not reopen what I closed. Do not revive what I buried. Do not reconnect what I severed. Some people were only assignments for a season, not companions for elevation. And now that you are rising, you must not drag with you what was meant to fall. Now listen deeply, for the greatest truth is here. This wealthy person who has placed everything into your hands did not act alone. They were guided by heaven, instructed by my spirit, led by divine purpose. Their last act on earth was to become the bridge to your future, because your story is not merely about personal blessing. It is about breaking generational limitations. It is about rewriting history. It is about lifting your bloodline to a level that generations before you could only dream of. It is about turning pain into legacy, suffering into strength, loss into abundance. You are not receiving wealth, you are receiving assignment. You are not receiving possession, you are receiving destiny. You are not receiving material things, you are receiving spiritual authority. What you have been handed will unlock doors for others. It will rebuild broken places. It will heal wounds that generations carried. It will end cycles that destroyed families. You are becoming the turning point. You are becoming the first to break through. The first to rise. The first to change the outcome. The first to become more than survival. The first to hold abundance without fear. This is why the battle was harder for you. This is why the warfare was intense. This is why the attacks were relentless. This is why people misunderstood you. This is why hell tried to break you. Because heaven always fights hardest for those carrying destiny. Because the enemy always fights hardest against those who will change everything. And now I speak prophetically, your life will never return to what it was. Your days of begging are over. Your days of crying alone are over. Your days of struggle are over. Your days of loss are over. Your days of being overlooked are over. From this moment forward, favor will follow you. Doors will open for you. Resources will surround you. Influence will multiply through you. Provision will overflow beside you. And you will walk into places where your name has gone before you. You will receive opportunities without begging. You will see miracles without explanation. You will feel my hand guiding every step. Do not fear what is coming. Do not doubt what I am doing. Do not question whether you were chosen. You were chosen. You were called. You were prepared. You were destined. You were appointed. Someone just left you their entire wealth, and shockingly, this wealthy person was the final key that unlocks everything heaven has held in store for you. Their departure was not the end, it was the release. Their goodbye was not loss, it was transfer. Their silence was not absence, it was orchestration. Now lift your head and open your heart, for I speak blessing over you. You will not fail. You will not lose. You will not collapse under pressure. You will not be destroyed by blessing. You will not be consumed by fear. You will rise with grace. You will build with wisdom. You will protect with strength. You will shine with purpose. Your hands are blessed. Your future is blessed. Your family is blessed. Your legacy is blessed. Your path is blessed. What I have given you cannot be reversed by man. What I have released cannot be blocked by the enemy. What has been written cannot be erased. Walk into your inheritance. Step into your new chapter. Take hold of your destiny. Live the life heaven has prepared. For this is your moment. This is your elevation. This is your divine reward. This is your breakthrough that cannot be undone. And the world will watch, not in laughter, but in silence and awe, as the miracle unfolds around you. Now breathe deeply, my child, and rise. For I am with you, and I will never leave you. Amen. It is done. It is sealed. It is written.